ସମୀର ଜଏନ୍ କରିବାନି କି?
କଣ କହିଲ?
ସମୀର ଜଏନ୍ କରିବାନି।
ନାଇଁ ସେ ତ କହିଲେ କଣ ବାହାରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି।
ଆଚ୍ଛା। ଓ ହଉ।
Okay. Uh, in previous class, we saw. In previous class, we created the customer staging. We saw in this, we already done some data validation like some standardization using the contract and also validates age and phone number, email, so many things. Now, with today class, we'll create the product staging ETL. Okay. Recent thing will be same. Okay. Now let's move to the second business entity, products. In customer, we already created the customer staging ETL and customers generate orders, but orders cannot exist without products. So before processing orders, we must clean product data so that now we will create the product staging ETL first. In business requirement, the company receives products raw data.csv like we in previous class we saw from source. We ingested the raw data into the product in raw layer, which is the products raw.csv. So company receives this directly. Now daily, company receives these products raw.csv daily from the product management system. But the business wants products. Engine, but the business wants the valid products and valid prices and valid stocks, also the valid ratings, so many things. And inside, we already standardized product information inside the SQL server. Uh, Currently, there's no data. Check this. See, this is the product table. It has the order ID from order table, customer ID from customer table, and the product ID is the unique key in the order staging order. And also so many things, order date, amount, status, like that. So in product table, there are also some duplicate products. Like suppose there are product like e2e and these suppose appears so many times, and also some invalid price like negative 500 and also zero and all. These are some invalid price. So we need to figure out those using the pyspark transformation. And also sometimes the product have invalid stocks like negative 100, which is the invalid stock. So we need to figure out these also. And also invalid data like the invalid ratings. Like there are 9 rating or 15 rating or negative 2 rating. These are the invalid because business allows basically rating from 1 to 5 only. Now we will clean these ratings also and configure this like rating must be 1 to 5, and also some invalid active flags. Like there are so many type of active flag like invalid flags like suppose there are yes or true or one, so many types. But business only wants the true as active flag. We handle this also. Now our ETL flow will be products raw.csv. Then it will ingest into the raw layer. Then we create the product staging layer ETL, and in product staging we perform the validation. Also we will find out the rejected products and put into rejected layer, and then figure out the valid products, and then we ingest into STG tags. This will be the this will be our product ETL. So let's start. So first of all, why in this these same code are same? Because in customer staging we wrote the same code because each file has need the env environment setup, because each file will run on local and then in the airflow, so that we must set the environment setup on each file and also the stack session, because this is the entry point of the structure, so that we already set up the environment and created the stack session. Now let's write our actual code. So let's first read the product file first. Read the raw product file. product file path. First define the path. Is dot path dot join, which is the raw path coming from the env file, local env, and the file name is products raw.csv. Then df equal to start.read.csv. Then the product file path, then the header, root, then in first now the logs.
भाई कस्टमर स्टेजिंग में जो आप नेम स्पार्क सेक्शन रे आप नेम जो अछि एडा कस्टमर स्टेजिंग टेल ओवर ना चेंज ओवर
ସେଇଟା କିଛି ବି ହେଇପାରିବ ଜଷ୍ଟ ଆମେ ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଆଇଡେଣ୍ଟିଫାଇ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ରଖୁଛେ କଷ୍ଟମର ରଖିପାରିବେ
ठीक
କିଛି ବି ଡେମୋ ରଖିପାରିବେ
हाँ
ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟ file loaded then get the count. First we'll run this locally, we'll test in local, then we'll run this in Apple. We have 300 products. Now, next step, the fast transformation is remove the duplicates. Remove duplicates. So for this, we already saw in customer, we use the drop duplicates to remove the duplicate on unique key, which is a customer ID in customer table. Now, similarly in product, we will use the product ID. So for this, write drop duplicates, then pass the product ID. Now, change the log, duplicates, this, then we'll print after into count. Let's see how many unique product we have. Okay, 260 unique product means there is the duplicate product. Now, next step is standardization. Standardization, we will standardize the product name by trimming any space, and also we'll convert the product name, each product name into the capitalization, like fast character will be capital, and also we'll do the same for the category, and for brand name, we'll convert those all brand name into uppercase. Auditor. So product ID, product name, category. See, for brand, there are so many means like uppercase, lowercase. So we will convert into all brand name into uppercase, and also these ejective. Ejective, there are yes, one, false, true. So we'll make this to first we will convert into uppercase, then we'll validate this ejective to true according to the business requirement. So let's write this. Df equal to df dot column Government product name, then we'll use the name tag, use the string, all, or then another standardization is category, name tag, string, all, then another standardization is tag, and we'll convert all brand name into uppercase. The last stage is active. On objective. Now print the log. So to check any error. Okay, installation is completed. Now in next step, we will validate the price. Like there are some negative price. So we'll handle those things. Then invalid price. Valid price to equal to TA dot filter. We'll use the filter. Then those dot each not and price which greater than zero. These are the only valid price means where the price is not null and which is a greater than zero. That will be the valid price. Now the invalid price first give dot filter price. Now the opposite of valid price which is null. Those are the null price will gain invalid value, invalid price. Then
less than 0.
yes, less than and equal to zeros because zero is also invalid price. These are valid by the valid price and the invalid price. Let's break them up. Print price validation complete. We'll see the count. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we have all, no, not all, 230 minute product. Or something is wrong. Even more invalid price. Okay. Stop all of them. And 21 invalid product. Okay. Now the next step is handle invalid stocks. So stocks, stocks. This in stock also there are negative value, and also some I think zero and more value. Okay, okay, we'll handle this. Mhm. We'll handle stock. For this handle last year, we used the same handle price year. Dot with column stock quantity. Then we use the when stock quantity is less than zero, that will be considered as the norm. Otherwise, we write the as it is, stock quantity get set. Then changing of stock validation completed. That's it. Stock validation also complete. Here means which stock quantity value is less than zero, that will be considered null. Means the negative values, all the negative 38, negative 31. This will be converted to null. Now the next is handle invalid rating. Rating. What's the rating? Rating count rating. This is I think there is no invalid rating, but still we'll handle this. Invalid here. Invalid dot column. Then directly. It is the same while condition or rating which is less than 1 or rating which is greater than 5. Those will be considered as null. Otherwise, as it is rating. That's it. Rating validation. Rating validation also completed. Now, what other things? Okay, I think the ejected. There are so many messy adjective like there are yes, true, false, and the Boolean value. So we'll convert into one fixed value, like true and false. It's the same df, that df dot with column, then the ejected column is the same when ejective is in means which are means so ejective value include true, yes, or
One.
one. Yeah, that will be considered as the true. Otherwise, all other false. That's all. Rejected term, rating term, quantity term, also price term, brand, category, name. Okay, that's all. Now, next step is first we write the rejected data into rejected layer. Like we currently have only customers invalid emails data. Now we'll write the rejected data. Right, rejected records. Rejected paths. First we'll define OS dot path join. Then the rejected path. This is coming from the config file. Then products, value, price. Now the invalid price TF dot right more. Okay, dot right dot CSV rejected path and the data in records. Now let's check. Currently I have only customers invalid data. Now let's solve this. We rejected record store and it create the products invalid file with one part file only. Now next step is now we'll write the clean data into MS SQL first. So currently staging order we have zero data. Now let's write the clean data into our warehouse, which is inside the Microsoft SQL Server. Write clean data to SQL. So let's first string the log. Writing clean products data to SQL. Then we'll add the valid price tier dot right dot. We'll use the JDBC driver, and here we'll pass the properties like first of all JDBC URL, then table name, the table name is STG orders. Sorry, not orders, products. STG products. Then node will be when and other properties. What is this? Is the DB package. This is from the config file. Now the knowledge data loaded into STG parts. Yes, this. Okay, data loaded. Let's see. Okay, we have 239 printed. Here, valid product count is 239. Now, it is converted. Stock quantity like we define, which is the negative value, that will be null. And also for category, some null value. So basically, this is the clean data. Now, next step is we have a processed layer also, like rejected layer, then the processed layer. So we need to write the clean data into processed layer also. So let's write that. Write processed file. Processed file. um, Join. Then the path is processed one. And the name is products. Versus. Then get the value price. Now write. Now more is overwrite. Now CSV. Then the path and the header. That's it. Now print the logs. Processed layer. It. Person. Then we will stop them. Start session. That's it. So before write, we need to truncate because till now we have not set up the incremental load. So each time we need to truncate and load. Now it is created the products CSV inside process file, process layer. Now the product staging ETL is done. Now let's add this inside our tab. We already added the ingest raw file and the customer staging ETL. As like this customer staging ETL, the product will be the same. Like just change the name, product staging ETL, will use the same bar separator. Then the tax ID is products, product staging ETL, and the path is also same. OPT airflow scripts. Then inside staging, I name is product staging ETL.path. That's it. And the dependencies, first it will run the ingest raw file, then it will run the customer, and after customer finish, customer success, then only it will run the product. Customer staging ETL, then the product stage. That's it. Okay. Now let's see in the tag. It will take some time to load in tag. Let's talk it again. Staging. Currently, staging product has 0 data. Wow, let's see. Okay, now wait till it. It is now ingest raw file, then the customer staging, then the product staging. Now let's start this. Denied. We will not change anything. Still resource. Also denied. Compromised. Such no DHT dot register customer orders payments. Okay, products. It was published on denied. Yeah, I think that file already opened in local because I opened from the project folder. So that is so there. Now successes, then customer issue success. This is the product. So then, success. Now we have all 239 rows of clean data into a stage product. And this time we ran using the Airflow. Okay. Now the product part is complete. Now next is next is I think orders because we have now customer data and product data. Then we can proceed to order state. Okay. Now in order, what happened in actual now in order, what happened? Customer buys product. Then it will create a order. When customer buy a product, in that step, it will create a order in order table. And order is not independent. An order depends on customer and product. Customers and product. So that we first process the customer data and then product data. And now after customer and product successful, it will process the order data because order table contains some like order ID, sorry, customer ID and product ID from the customer and product table. So if product ID is not present, means any product ID in order table is not present in the product table, that is an invalid order. So Why is order ETL is more important? Because customer ETL only validate customer data and product ETL only validate the product data. But now the order ETL will validate relationship between data. That is a major concept in data engineering because it has the relationship between the customer and product data. So now we will validate that. And in real business scenario, suppose there are a order ID like order ID. Suppose working consider and for this order, the customer ID suppose customer ID. And for this order, the product ID was not given. Now, here is a question is, does this customer exist in the customer table? Because it has the customer ID like G cost 9999, which is look like invalid because in real time there are so many records in the customer table like millions and billions. But in our case, we have only few data like 1000, nearly 1000, I think, customers. So in that case, this cost 999 is invalid customer because this customer is not present in customer table. So this is called a means we will validate the foreign key like the customer ID present in the order ID. This is called a foreign key validation. We'll do that in the using the pyspark in pyspark transformation. Then the problem exists in order is a real companies receives order with invalid customer. There will be like customer not found, and also invalid product, which is the product not found, and also some invalid data like the like negative quantity, like -5, -10, which is impossible because quantity must be positive and greater than zero and also receive some bad data like negative amount, which is in negative 1000, 10,000, which is impossible also. And also sometimes they receive the invalid date like 2026, 9999. This is the invalid date. So we will handle this using the PySpark. Now, also there are some before order, after order means delivery date customer ordered a product, then it will create an order date. And also after the delivery, it will put a delivery date in the delivery date column, which is means like suppose customer order one order on 2026 0 but that product when we check in the table that product that orders delivery dates shows like 0105. This is date. Suppose they order a product on 10 January 2026. But when we check in the order table, the delivery date is like the 5th January, which is impossible. This is the invalid order date. Sorry, delivery date. So we will handle this also. So in this way, our order staging ETL flow will be like order order CSV, then it will ingest into raw layer, then we will perform the foreign key validation, also entity validation, then amount validation, then the date validation, and also the delivery date validation. Then we'll write the clean data into STG orders. Currently, STG orders, we have no data. We'll write. So this will be the flow of our orders staging video. Now why this is ETL means this order ETL is different because customer ETL and products ETL only used CSV file like it will first create the CSV file and then in the database table because order must validate against STG customer and STG product to validate the order so that we first wrote the customer and product data into our warehouse. Okay, let's see all the transparency. Was staging. In this page, we will just transform and clean the data and then ingest into our warehouse. But in second phase of this project, we will implement the incremental. Like in real time, there are million and billion of order data will come. So in that case, we will not process all data each day so that we'll only process the new data so that we'll add we'll implement the incremental. Now this thing will be same. And this order stability. Okay. Now let's do first of all, let's read the file. Read raw orders file file. Where to waste or path, then join, which is the path and the final image orders raw CSV. Then convert it into data frame. Start import CSV. The path is file path and the radar is true. Then the customer is. Now let's print the order path. Orders file loaded. Let's go. Orders count will be almost here, but it's shown in local. We have 1000 orders cycle in our database. Now, first step is remove the duplicate. So for this, not here, call to not here, reduce the from duplicate on order and print the log, duplicate was and after duplicate, remove. Count is just here that count. Let's see how many unit order. Okay, we have 870 unit orders. Now the next step is standardization. We will do the standardization like there are okay, we have the sales channel because in real time data receives from different sources. Like suppose in e-commerce, like the Amazon, Flipkart, they have the application, they have the website, also some other retail stores. So there are different stores. First, we'll standardize the sales channel. All of the quality, all of the and all we call it sales channel. Yeah. Then another age, we can fly. We'll convert those into uppercase. Right, the written practice. It is also a data. We can take this upper in one then our stimulation. Okay, fine. Generation components. Let's start with this. Okay, stimulation computer. Now, the next step is most important, foreign key validation. So, to validate the foreign key, we must need the relationship table like the STG customer and the STG products. So, let's first load those tables. Load master tables, which is STG customers and STG products. So we'll load STG customers and STG products from the MS SQL server. So for that, customers here equal to span dot read dot JDBC. We saw earlier we write data into SQL server. Now this is read data from the SQL server. The same way. We'll pass the JDBC URL and the table name, which STG customers and the properties, which is the this is our customer tier. Then similarly, the product tier. And the STG products. Now, region loader. Tables. Let's run this. Master table loader. Now, next step is foreign key validation. To validate the foreign key, we will join order table with customer table and then product table. Like inside order table, we have the customer ID and product ID. So we will perform a inner join so that it will only give us the matching record according to the customer table and the product table. And except those are the invalid records. So let's write that valid or equal to orders tf dot join. So first table is orders table, then the second table is the customer table. customer table, then we only select the customer ID, not all table, all column, because here we only need the customer ID column. And the key is customer ID, because customer ID is present in both order table and the customer table. So we will join on customer ID. Then the join type is inner. Then again we will join with products. Products TF dot, also we select the product ID only. Product ID. Then on the keys product ID. And the join type is yes. Now Now, from this will create a only, means after inner join will give us only matching row from both table. Like as we know, inner join will give only matching row from left table and right table. So from in this where we get only valid record, because currently inside valid foreign key DF is it only has the valid record, but in orders TF, we have all data, like valid data and invalid data. So in this case, we use the subtract. Right? To get the invalid foreign key data, we will use the subtract. Subtract the valid foreign. Means from orders TF, it will subtract the valid data and only give the invalid data. Means except valid data, it will give those data. So we will consider those as the invalid data. So invalid, we will mark these with a column, like we will check later these rows are the invalid data. Invalid foreign key dot column reject result. We will add the region as invalid foreign key, because these data is rejected due to invalid foreign key. Count comparison. Then we'll see how much value data foreign key count, which is the valid foreign key here. Count invalid foreign key. It's going to be foreign key count. Let's okay. I think it gives us some wrong result. Okay, TG customer has the duplicate data. We need to load in the STG table. Okay, now let's run this again. Student, Mr. Intelligent, the duplication of 70. Organized and basics. Actually, there will be some character search. Let's see. Okay, now let's see the quantity validation. Quantities, it was some negative and zero quantities. We'll handle those. Valid quantity for entry data will filter on quantity. Double shift. The opposite thing, just less than zero. And also we'll consider zero as the invalid. So equal to zero. So valid quantitative, valid quantitative with valid flag shift region. Relation completed. Let us check the point. Next stage, total amount validation. Total amount also there are some negative data item. Yes. So total quantity must be in positive. Yes. Damage amount with quantity that data of the amount and value with equal to the opposite. So we add a flag, reject region is valid result. So now print the logs, amount, validation, command. Let's start. Now we will handle the date parsing. See, currently we have date format like I think date, month, year. But for our business requirement, we need the format like year, month, then date. So we handle this. Valid amount year, golden, message, complete, dot, column, column, hour, date. Semicolon, we use the to-date function. Say, we pass the order date, and the format, month, date. This will be the business format for the date. Also, we'll do same for the delivery date. Delivery date. Pass the delivery date. That's it. date passing complete. See here. Good. So okay, here you can see like order date and delivery date. In raw data, it is in format like date, month, year. But after parsing, it will be it is so like year, month, and date. Well, this one date parsing is completed. Now, next we will also handle the invalid date. Date values. Valued date date equal to valid count dot enter. First, we'll check any null date or date. Also, same for the delivery date. Delivery date is not null. Then we will filter the invalid date. Invalid date be equal to valid. And now topic, which is the opposite. Like those are in null, we will consider those as invalid. Order date is null. Or the delivery date. For this, we also add the flag invalidate, invalidate here, dot, column, rejected, change. Invalid, that is date, validation, that's it. Now, next step is delivery date validation. In this, we will validate like only valid delivery date is which is where the delivery date is greater than or equal to the order date. We'll consider those as only the valid date. For this, final valid orders equal to valid date df dot filter. Relate the common delivery date cost greater than equal to order date. And the invalid delivery date is invalid delivery date equal to valid just the project. Same thing, yes, less than the order date. Now for this, we'll also add the flag. Invalid material with column function delivery before models. So those are considered as the invalid delivery date. Then print delivery invalidation. Now in next step, we'll handle the so, okay, little black. Return flag. This made up and column return. We'll use the when condition when return flag each in yes, true, and no. Those will be marked as yes. Otherwise, was return flag standards. Now we have created some temporary columns like the order date bars and deliver date bars. We will drop those. Drop. Final validators using final validators. We use the drop function and pass the order date first and the delivery date first. Also, we drop from the invalid date. Column dot drop order date last delivery date last. And next one is from the invalid delivery data frame. Delivery data frame dot drop order date last. Delivery date last. That's it. Two columns. Two. Okay. Now, first, let's write the rejected data. rejected or records. So first is invalid foreign key. Path equal to OS dot path dot join. This is the rejected part. The file name is order orders invalid foreign key. And to write invalid foreign key date, write dot more overwrite CSV and then invalid path and then header. Okay. So now it's like this. We write author rejected data. We have the quantity, invalid quantity path. Here, almost quantity. Same path. Invalid quantity date. Overwrite and the invalid quantity path. Then another is amount. Is invalid amount path. Which is the orders invalid amount. Invalid. Yes. Okay. I think we have also invalid date. Invalid date path, which is the hours invalid date. Something about date. And the last one is delivery date. Invalid delivery path is the orders invalid delivery. Paths, we will show this invalid delivery of perfect. Yes. These all are the rejected data, and in these we are writing into rejected label. Now print rejected records stored. Okay. For that, let's check in rejected. We only have the customer invalid and the product invalid. Now let's start this. It is created orders invalid, orders all invalid data. Orders in the amount, date, delivery, foreign key, and the quantity. Now the next step is write clean data to MSSQL. Log writing orders to MSSQL. So final valid order date will write this data frame, write JDBC and pass the URL as JDBC URL Then the table name is STG orders, which happen. And this is D. That's all. Orders head to STG orders. This let's check STG orders currently have no data. Now let's run this. Now we have 582 claim our data. Now the next step is we write the clean data into processed layers. So for this, write processed files. Processed package OS, the path, the join, processed path, and the file name is orders raw process. Final valid is product here, right, dot orange, override, dot CSV, and the process path. For header, which to okay, that's it. Okay. Then we will stop the start session. Now we got that. Let's calculate the other table first. The session. What is created the orders? The orders is also loaded into the virus. That's it. This is all about the order staging detail. These are payments. The payment staging detail. In payments, what happened? When a customer buys a product, then it places an order, means the order is created, and after that, the payment receipt. And when the payment receipt, the payment is created. There is no line. Customers order created, then the payment receipt. This is the code. In this way, we have the payment records. And if an order does not exist, here how we validate payment is valid. If the order does not exist, means in payment table, it has the order ID. So if that order ID is not present in the order table, means if an order does not exist, the payment cannot exist. So that will be the invalid payment. So this is our the first validation payment table. And why is payment table important is the company wants answers like the how much revenue was generated, how many payments failed, and which payment method is most popular, mostly used, and also which gateway process most payment means which gateway is used to use in the payments. We'll see these questions. Right. How much revenue was generated and how many payments failed, which payment method is most popular, also which gateway processes most payments. For this business question, we will handle means we will validate the payment table and store the clean payment data into the warehouse. And the common problem in payment data is real payment systems like the if an order ID, suppose there are a order ID ORT and then which is the invalid means this order is does not exist. So in this means these type of orders we will validate in payments by joining the payments and the orders table. And also the other validation like invalid amounts, like there are negative amount or zero amount. That is impossible because payment must be negative or greater than zero. And also we will handle the payment date. What we will handle first of all is invalid amount. And the second is missing payment because in some cases the payment date is null or missing. So in that case, business does not want when payment happened, does not know when payment happened. So in that case, we will handle those things. Also, next, missing payment methods. Where in payment method it shows null. Like in that case, business does not know which payment method is used. And also the currency value. If we see the payment table, so it has data like payment ID, order ID, payment name, payment date, the amount, and in amount there are some negative result to handle this, and also the currency because there are different type of currency from the worldwide, like for India, INR, and the USA, USD. We will handle these things. So the for each inconsistent currency package will handle this. These validation we will handle in the payment ETL. So the flow will be like payments raw.csv and then the raw layer, and then we will validate the order is exist or not, then the amount validation, date validation, and other like payment method validation, then currency standardization. And then we load the clean payment data into the STG payments in our warehouse. So the payment ETL, we also need the order, means the STG order table. This STG order table. And we will load this STG order table from the SQL server because every payment must belong to a valid order. So let's start. Next is, and this is the last staging ETL, which is the payments staging ETL. So, now staging. The ENV and the Spark system is the same. Now, the first thing which drop duplicate. Okay, first let's read the file. Read raw payment file. Payment file path equal to OS.path as the join and the raw path and the file name is payments raw or CSV. Then payment is equal to part3.csv, then the file path, the header is true, the schema is true. That's all. Now let's print the total count. Payments file loaded and the raw payment count is payment here count. Let's see total count of payment first. Okay, we have 900 payment. Now, next is remove duplicate. The same thing as like the order and the other ETL. Remove yes. Then here, holding payment here dot raw tickets and custom payment ID. Then print. To redo count is payment here dot com. Okay, let's see how many unique payment we have. Okay, 790 unique payment we have. Now the next step is standardization. First standardization is payment method. Payment here, payment here, top with column, payment method. Cap in or payment method. Now next is the gateway. Gateway. We'll convert what gateway into uppercase string gateway. Then the next generation is payment status. So convert to uppercase. Next is currency. That's it. This one this one. Just a gateway. In SQL, we have the payment gateway. So we need to change the column name also. Payment TA. Here to rename the column, and use the column with column rename. Gateway, payment. According to warehouse column table structure, we will change the gateway to payment gateway. So now we will validate the foreign key. To validate foreign key, as we know, we need the order table because in payment it has order ID. So first load the orders table. Now orders table equal to JDBC and the URL is JDBC URL and table is precision orders packages delete. Orders table got it. Okay, order level. Then the foreign key validation. Handling foreign key here will be payments here. We join the order. Here we select the order ID on order ID. Then the this is the valid foreign key data. Then the invalid foreign key will be equal to join here. In previously we used the subtract, but here we will use the another method like the left anti-join. We'll join the order, select the ID, left anti-join. Left anti-join, it will give the mismatch row. In inner join, it will give only matching row, but left antijoin, it will keep on except matching row. Means which row are matched, it will ignore those and keep the except rows. Invalid. We'll add a flat line order. Rejected. Reject. Invalid. Order. Ice. Validation. Same thing. What we did in the order, we'll do in the same thing in the payment. Now, next validation is amount. Yes. Valid amount. Use the filter on page, which are greater than 0, that will be valid, and the invalid is the opposite. Just the less than equal to 0. And the flag is invalid, invalid column, reject, region, originals, invalid, that's right. Unknown validation completed. So, next part is payment date validation. We'll see the null and not null values. Valid date is equal to valid amount, filter, return the payment date, each not null will consider as the valid date. And the invalid date is which are the null value, those are the invalid date. Now the flag is invalid date year, invalid date year, with column, checked, regions, payment date. Person, then the listener, and the next is payment method validation, which is same as payment date, payment method validation. Okay, questions final. Payments revenues valid 20th. The filter on payment method which is not known. That will be the valid payment method. And the opposite is invalid valid method. So, here is validate messages which value as null. That will be considered as the invalid payment method. Then the reject region payment method. Then the region is invalid payment method. So the payment method validation provided. No, sir. Now the last validation is currency normalization. So final valid payments column will normalize the currency narrative choose the when currency is in RS or INR space because the currency there are so many type of invalid data. So these are considered as the INR and otherwise we also validate other currencies according to their currency name, but for now we only prioritize the INR. Currency generation completed. That's the now let's write the rejected data. Rejected. So first is invalid key parts, payments, invalid foreign key. Then invalid foreign key EF dot right dot more right then the CSV invalid foreign key path and the header. Yes. Then the next is invalid amount. What payments invalid amount. This one invalid amount. Another invalid is date. Invalid date one. invalid date. Invalid date path. Invalid date. That's it. Now another invalid is method in the method early method path. Now method method and the path is invalid method path. That's these all are the rejected. Rejected methods. Stop. Now let's stop this. Currently we have only customer, order, and product invalid. Now let's run this. It will create the payments invalid data. Okay. Let's create the payment invalid data. That's all. Now write the clean data into MS SQL. Write clean data to MS SQL. So for this, clean payments to MS SQL. Then final payment here. Write dot JSON URL is the JSON URL and the table name is STG payments. Then the node is append which is UTP package. So payments loaded to STG payments. We also let's write the processed layer. Processed path is journey processed path and the name will be payments from yes. Then final then here then the right more means override on format CSV then the process path and database string. That's it. Then stop the tasks. Start and stop. After let's check the payment to zero payment data. Now let's stop this. It will create the processed payment processed file and ingest the data into HTTP payments. Created the processed payment processed and HTTP payments. We have 452 clean data in payment table. That's it. These all are the staging ETL. Now let's add this into our tag. The same process as like the customer product. Let's add the orders also. Arc will be staging. Then the payment. payment, payment, and the path is payment, staging queue. Then the pipeline flow will be fast. It will run the ingest, then customer ETL, staging ETL, then the product staging ETL. And after successfully completed the products staging ETL, it will run the order staging ETL. And after successfully running the order staging ETL, it will run the payment stages. That's all. It's checking it out. Let's run again all five. Look at that. Staging payments. Now, now let's see. Third deck. Okay, it already started. Okay, not started. Let's run this. Uploaded. Products also loaded. Okay, questions. Orders, it's also there. Orders testing. Fine. Okay, this is the five. Okay, it is orders and payments. Orders and payments. Payments. So we'll keep the payments. Orders. Orders and payments. The other is right. Okay. All staging table is completed now. First, it will open just raw file. After in this ETL, we ingest the source data into raw layer, and after that, from raw layer in these four files, it will ingest the data into rejected layer, processed layer, and the clean data into our warehouse staging table. This is the first stage. And after that, we will create some curated table like for the business requirement to make the Power BI report and dashboards. I think that will take another class. Okay, any doubt? Hello, are you there?
Yes, right.
Any doubt till now?
No.
Okay, ଠିକ ଅଛି। ଆଉ ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଲାସରେ କାଲି ଦେଖିବା ତାହେଲେ ଆଉ।
All.